Hi, Ian Roberts, and welcome once again to Mastering Composition. Last week we looked at the structure of still life, and some of you may not paint still life, but it's still a really valuable exercise in thinking about the idea of compositional structure, whether you're painting a landscape, even an abstract painting. I mean, you imagine just putting marks down and hoping something comes together. Holding to some kind of structure to get you going and to start the thing going would be very, very useful. And so I'm always thinking about structure as like the most foundational and fundamental thing. So you sort of have structure that you think about, and then the design, how it sits with that, and then sort of the details and the objects coming this way. And so the other thing about it is you can sort of try to set up a still life, just putting objects and putting them up again and again. And so this idea of a horizontal and a vertical leading to a center of interest gives you a framework, a structure to at least begin to think about how you're going to set it up to its start. From there you might sort of keep massaging it around till it appeals to you. But it's like constraints, in like a sonnet, for example. It's 12 lines. There's a word for the 4 lines together, but there's a very, very precise rhyming structure, right? And a symphony, there's 4 movements. There's a fast one, a slow one, a minuet or dance, and the finale. I mean, all these things have structures and constraints, and within that, the artist moves into the arena and expands on it. And so that idea of a horizontal and a vertical just gives you a constraint. Doesn't mean it's going to box you in. It just gives you a way to begin to think about it. So here is the photo again that I was working from last week. I was working from life, but that's the photo of what I was working from. And there's the drawing, and now we're going to have a look at the painting process. So you can see that I'm just laying in these big shapes first, and I'm trying to get the color right. I'm softening, say, an edge there, but I want, where there's lost edges, I'm sort of trying to get those in. I'm really looking carefully at the color, particularly at the value, and just blocking in all the shapes as I go. But you'll see, now in this case, the cloth is pretty gray. It's green actually, but it's greener than it looks in the photograph, but I'm making it greener still. And you can see I've got kind of a cool blue green for that. And then when I put in the lit side, it's sort of a warmer yellow green. So there's a good sense of value shift and of temperature. But the thing is, I am not painting this alla prima in the sense that I paint it once and leave it. I am painting the whole thing in, getting it as accurate as I can, really paying attention. But it's not like plein air painting where, the light is changing. It's a still life. Everything's still. The light's still, the objects are still, and it's just sitting there. And I really like it because it allows me to slow down and have a really meditative way of sort of adding it layer by layer by layer. So you can see I'm just putting in, the shadow side of the oranges now, and then sort of the lit side. I'm not trying to finish it. I'm definitely trying to get the colors right. I'm definitely trying to get the shapes and the edges sort of getting organized. I'm really being attentive. But it's just, I'm definitely not going, oh, that's good enough for now. Because if you do that, you end up down a pretty long, windy, convoluted road to nowhere, I think. I think you need to be pretty attentive to getting into the ballpark as you go. But I'm painting this with the intention of coming back and doing a second and even third pass. And here's an example. This is a Chardin. And you can see that there's layers and layers of paint. That vase or picture and the blue cloth and the box, it's layers and layers and layers of paint to get that quality, that sort of beautiful, nuanced surface. You can't just paint that alla prima. And so I'm certainly not doing as many layers as that. Normally I tell my students, just find the color, put it in, and leave it. Because so often, I find students are just kind of dabbing away, and it's like their brush is going, but the brain isn't. But in this way, even though you're putting, see, this is now we've jumped ahead. This is like a layer This is maybe the second layer. I'd say there's probably 3 in total. But it's the idea that the process itself is enjoyable. You actually slow down and enjoy the process. I find students are so often in a hurry to finish a painting, almost like a fear of, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. They rush of just slowing down. See, this is now we've jumped ahead to the 3rd layer probably, of just slowing down and enjoying the process as you go. You know, the process itself being its own reward, really. And there's the finished painting. You know, it's just like there's a nice richness of surface. All the different pieces have sort of been orchestrated towards the original structure I had. And I really enjoyed the process of doing it. Please do like the video if you enjoyed it. Make a comment. I'm pretty good about answering if you've got any questions. And do sign up on my email list in order to get this to your inbox every Tuesday. I'm going to keep leaning on this idea of structure because structure and composition are very, very interconnected, and I think is the foundation for going forward and improving your painting. And I will see you next Tuesday. Have a terrific week, and bye for now.